Right now, I want to talk about the relationship of Jesus and Muhammad. And I'm with my brother,
On me.
and he might have a few things to say also.
Real
Now, we
talk.
going to start right here, right? Allah said he sent down 5 books. 5. Not just the Quran. So, a good Muslim, I'm talking to imams, I'm talking to everybody right now. The sheiks, the pastors, the preachers, the whole United States of America, the entire planet Earth. Okay. A good rabbi, a good cardinal, a good imam, a good sheik, a good pastor, a good preacher, whatever label you
Right, you
want
want
to.
to call it.
Okay. He said he sent down 5 books. So you must read all 5, correct? You got the book of Abraham. You have the Torah, the books of Moses. You have the Psalms of David. You have the Injil, which is the gospel of Jesus. That's the book of Revelations, in case y'all didn't know that. And you have the Quran. So if you have not read all 5 books, you have not passed all 5 pillars of Islam. And it's just that simple. Now, when you go into the books, right, I'm about to talk about the relationship of Jesus and Muhammad and Noble Drew Ali. Because Allah say all his prophets are of one brotherhood, correct? He say, make no distinction between my prophets. So if you go into Surah 3, you see the covenant of the prophets, correct? The prophets take a covenant to the messenger. It's a covenant in the Quran. Surah 3. Read it. It's just right there. Now, Jesus showed everybody the way. What way did he show everybody? Because everything is divine and national, right? That's what a parable is. It's divine and national. Okay, he showed everybody the way what? Free yourself from Roman yoke
True.
and Roman law.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Jesus was crucified according to Roman law.
Facts.
So if you go study Roman law, because
see,
right
that's
now
what we going
today,
through right now. For real,
the whole
real.
United States is
Right now,
governed
we
by
Rome.
Roman civil
We
law.
are Rome.
All the states.
We are
We're
Rome.
in Rome right
Real
now.
shit. And thank you
So
for even saying that, bro. A lot of people don't even. My bad.
Jesus showed you the way to do that,
That's
correct?
crazy.
So how
Nobody
did he
wanna
show
believe
you that?
That's Babylon.
Because
Oh,
in the
no.
last chapter, the Moorish Holy Quran, it says the same thing.
It's for
He
the
came to
fall.
free you from Roman yoke and law. That means Roman slavery and Roman law. If you're a state citizen or whatever you want to call yourself, you're under Roman law. Because the United States is governed by Roman civil law. That's just facts.
Yep.
Period.
No way around.
So Jesus, this is what Jesus did, right? He underwent what's called civil death. I want y'all to look that up. Civil death, civil death. Because the Quran say, for of a surety, Jesus was not crucified. It says of a surety. So if you know what a surety is, a surety is when somebody acts in your place, basically. That's what a surety is. So the Quran being the 5th book that sent down justice, we have to listen to it. Because Sharia, literally by definition, means justice. That's what it means. When the principles of love, true peace, and freedom are violated, justice must take its course. Okay. So Jesus underwent civil death. What's civil death? Look up the definition. Westlaw, LexisNexis, whatever y'all law website is. Civil death. It's when a monk or nun, no, that's not what it is. It's when an individual leaves the temporal world for the spiritual world, like a monk or a nun entering into a monastery. They're legally dead. They're not naturally dead. Not naturally dead, They're legally dead. It's called civil death. That's what Jesus did. He died on the cross. He crossed over from the temporal world to the spiritual world. Just like Abraham. Abraham was the first person to do it.
Yep.
Hebrew means to cross over. He's the first Hebrew. He left the temporal world for the spiritual world. It's called civil death. That's Roman civil law. That's what Jesus did. He was not crucified on the cross, none of that. And how do you know that? Because it say of a surety. Who was this surety? Read the book of Hebrews. Jesus became a high priest forever after order of Melchizedek. That's what it says. That was his surety. A surety is a bond. That's just like when you become a real registered member of the Moorshine Temple America. You're undergoing civil death when you sign that contract. Your right of publicity is transferred to the temple. It's real estate. So you're legally dead.
Yeah.
So that's how that goes. It's just
Let me
so
ask you something.
when Muhammad came, ask me a question.
All right, so how do you feel about motherfuckers having babies? Excuse my language. People having babies, right? And not signing the birth certificate.
You're not posting.
I know.
Okay, when you sign your child's birth certificate at birth, this is what you're doing.
You're giving over your rights.
You're transferring that
To be
child's
cattle.
right of publicity to the state. That's why I keep stressing.
I ain't did none
Look
of that.
up the Illinois Right of Publicity Act. It's specific. What you're
through
doing is
hell
you're
with them, bro.
transferring their right. Okay, you're transferring the right to use their name, image, likeness, voice, and signature in commerce to the state, though.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know that. And under that statute, if you read it, it's
Yeah.
considered real estate.
Yeah. And
You're
you ain't finna
transferring
get off
your
like
real
that.
estate to them.
You ain't getting off like that.
And then it's also considered a right of privacy. That's why you're under public law. That's why
Yeah.
you get public defenders, all that. Because you transferred the right of privacy to the state. So you don't have no right of privacy. You can't use gold and silver as payment, nothing no more. You're over here on the public. And that's signing a birth certificate.
Yeah.
Don't sign no birth certificate.
I definitely ain't. Oh, bro.
You
I
can
ain't
put
doing
your
it.
child in a trust. Establish a family trust, right? Make it an irrevocable grantor trust.
Bro, we stayed up
Then
in
you
that
don't have
hospital.
to report to the IRS.
We stayed up in that hospital.
And you don't put it in their trust,
Then
put it in your
almost
own.
2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks because
Put it
I
in your Bible.
refused
Hello.
to sign the papers, and I refused to let them. You know what I'm saying? Because they was asking for too much, bro. They was asking for too much. They was asking for way too much. First of all, I know you need my signature, whatever. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Prove you the father, whatever. Without the band. I know. I'm not doing it. But at the same time, you was like, all right, so how we gonna be able to prove you the father? I'm like, nigga, I'm the father. You ain't gotta go through all that shit. You feel me? So when they got done, they was like, all right, man, well, we need you to sign in too. If you read the fine print, you giving up everything, bro. That mean when they telling you, because if you ain't reading, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. When you ain't reading, you just gave up everything because she was finna do it. That's why we stayed for 2 weeks. I said, baby, you ain't hearing me. All right, we could have been gone. I hear what you saying, but I did this with my other kids, you feel me? I didn't sign over shit, you feel me? You not a ward of them, you feel me?
Right, because that's what you become.
A ward of the state.
You become a ward of the state.
You're not
You're
finna be one of
property
them.
of the state.
You're not finna
That's
be one
why,
of them. And that's why it's open now.
That's
You
why I
feel me? It's
noticed
open.
like with the Facebook, Snapchat,
It's
all
not
them
one- not
lawsuits
one
they
of them.
did right. The state did them lawsuits.
You feel me?
And you could just sign on
Yeah,
to it
and get-
and get
you
a
feel me?
portion because the state owns your right of publicity.
know.
Look up the Illinois right of publicity and just read it. It's real specific. A lot of people think that only applies to entertainers and
No.
all that, right?
No.
No, it applies to every individual on earth. They took your right of
They sit
publicity
up there and sign
at
that paper.
birth
Hell
through the
yeah.
birth certificate.
If you
If
sign
your
that
parents
paper,
sign that birth, and that's
it's
the
over.
redemption process for
Yes.
real. Listen to this. All y'all UCC patriots, sovereign citizens, whatever y'all want to call yourself, because y'all all slow for real. And I'm going to explain why y'all slow. Okay, what you're redeeming, because y'all call it the redemption process, right? What you're redeeming is your right of publicity, which is the right to use your name, image, likeness, voice, and signature in commerce.
Now
That's
you
what you're
up under they
redeeming.
shit.
It's considered real estate.
Yep.
So what you're gonna do is open up a grantor trust, irrevocable, and fund it with your real estate. That's what you fund a trust with.
That's
You
what
have
they
to
gonna
fund
do.
a trust.
That's what they gonna do.
Y'all making up these security agreements and these UCC things, saying that this is what I'm doing, but y'all making stuff up at the clear blue sky. Y'all know that, right? Okay, we dealing with reality. Let's deal with reality. A trust has to be funded with something
Yep.
legally, period, or it's
Gotta
not no
be.
trust.
Gotta
You're
be.
funding the trust with your real estate, because under the Right of Publicity Act, that is real estate. That's not no that's real estate. That's what it says. It's your right to privacy. All they did was took your right to privacy and made you public, subject to public law, subject to commercial law. The redemption process that y'all keep trying to do has nothing whatsoever to do with the Uniform Commercial Code. Because guess what? The Uniform Commercial Code, what's the Article 9, specifically said it doesn't it don't cover real property. Your right of publicity is real property. That's what you're redeeming. That is the redemption process. It don't got nothing to do with no damn Uniform Commercial Code. Once you engage in commerce as an individual, you waive whatever sovereign immunity you thought you had. You waive it. That's what the Foreign Sovereign Immunity Act, the Act of State says that, everything says that. You can't be sovereign in commerce.
How can I look? Oh, see, I shouldn't even be asking questions.
Then you talking about UCC
Oh,
1-207, all rights reserved. You reserving all your rights back to 1933? You reserving all your commercial rights that derive from commerce. So you saying you don't have no God-given rights for it. You're a commercial
that's
entity.
how everybody is right now.
And you're agreeing to that, though.
That's what everybody doing. Ain't nobody really reading shit.
Nothing y'all doing makes sense.
Ain't nobody really thinking about
nothing. It's not making sense.
Nobody really reading, bro.
Talking about I could be sovereign in commerce. It
How?
specifically said commerce waives any sovereign immunity. Unless it's a government or a royal prince or a monarch or something. You can't, as an individual, engage in commerce. That's why I say do all business in the name of Noble Jewelry of the Moorish Science Temple of America. You do in the name of the government or the royal prince. You ain't nobody. That's what I think everybody don't want to realize. We just parts of his body. That's it. Heart, tongue, nose, eyes. It just veins, cells. That's it. You ain't nobody. Don't nobody know you. The world does not know you. And everybody need to get that crystal clear. Peace and blessings. I'm tired of talking to y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.
Shit.